Would you like to know the easy way to find obituaries online? If you said yes, then this video is for you. Welcome to the PI Guide, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. My name is John Morris. I'm a licensed professional private investigator in Colorado. Now, what would you like to know about regarding being a private investigator? I really want to know. Go down in the comments below and let me know. And if I use your question for a future video, I may give you a shout out in the video as well. Now, Wheezy over at the Favorite Bondsman channel had asked me, is there a database that I can find an obituary in, or is it just Google? Great question indeed. I will leave a link below for your Favorite Bondsman YouTube channel as well for you if you want to check out her videos regarding being a bondsman. There is, of course, some crossover between being a bondsman and being a PI at certain levels, but there are some huge differences too. But back to Wheezy's question, is there a database that I can find an obituary, or is it just Google? To cut to the chase, I don't know of any one database that provides all obituaries, but that does not mean there are no obituary databases or sites. So let's take a quick look at some that I have found that might help. Legacy.com is one site you might consider using. Now, keep in mind, all of these sites have differences, so you may need to use multiple sites to get the results you want. And even if you find no obituary, that does not mean there is not one, or that the person you are searching for is not deceased. So, Legacy.com allows you to search by first name, last name, country, and they have several countries to choose from as well, and state, city, and you can filter down your search even further by time periods. So I am using two people I know that are deceased in my testing for these sites. One died over 40 years ago and the other died about 20 years ago. I am not going to show you the results as I want to maintain privacy for the families, but I will discuss some of the details of what I found. With Legacy.com, my first test subject, who passed away over 40 years ago, did not come up in any of my searches. I had the first name, last name, and town that he passed away in, and nothing came up. When I searched with the same criteria but no town or city, then 5 other individuals came up, but none were the subject that I was looking for. So I went to the subject who passed away over 20 years ago, and I got the same results. Nada. Nothing. Next, I moved on to publiclibraries.com. Now, this site is a bit tricky to use. At the top of their obituary page is a search box where you can put in first name and last name, city, and state. But hang on, folks, when you do that, it appears to go to an advertiser site that does this fake-looking stuff like it's doing a search, only to end up trying to sell you data information. If you ask me, this site that they send you to loses all credibility due to how deceptive they make their search box look. So then I went to the United States Social Security Death Index on FamilySearch.org. I was disappointed in this one as I had to have an account set up, so I went ahead and I created one anyway, and boom, there was my first test subject. Now, I did not get an obituary, but I did get all of his information, such as date of birth, death date, the month and year anyway, and where he last resided. It did not give me an address nor a town, but it did give me the correct county. It also had a link to findagrave.com where it did show the person's actual grave and gave some more information. So I knew that I had the right person. When I ran my second test subject in FamilySearch.org, I got similar results. So looking for a death record in and of itself was successful. And with the second subject, it did even have some of the original obituary details in it, along with family names and information. Now, there are Social Security death record indexes tied to many other pages, such as Ancestry.com, GenealogyBank.com, FindMyPast.com, and other genealogy type sites. Each of those that I tested, I had similar results. But they all took a bit of work on the site to get what I wanted. I had to create a lot of accounts, get a lot of emails, and do some scrolling around at times to find exactly what I needed. So I then went to good old Google. One quick search for the subject who died over 40 years ago using his full name in quotes, then the town and the state afterwards, and obituary, and the first result was findagrave.com with all of his information. I never did come up with his obituary through any of these sites, but I was able to go to some archives from the newspaper in the town that he lived in, and I did find a copy of his obituary. I conducted a similar search for my second subject, and she came up right away and was even easier to get to the actual obituary for her. I then headed over to Bing, and I was able to get the information, but with more searching for both subjects. One thing I did notice, it was a lot easier to find the information on the subject who died more recently than the one who died over 40 years ago. Now, I am sure I would have probably got information on both subjects in my regular databases like IDI and IRB. I didn't run them in my regular databases because, well, I don't have a permissible use to do that, and there is a fee to those as well. Overall, my experience through this exercise tells me to just use Google. As with any type of data search, there is no one-stop shop, no super secret PI database to go to, no extra special site that has it all. It simply doesn't exist, folks. You need to do the grunt work, get your hands dirty, and do some good old searching to find the info that you need. And you know what? That's fine, folks. We are PIs. We get paid to find information. If it was easy as one quick search, well, everyone would be doing it, and there might not be a need for us in particular. Hey, here are 2 more videos that I made just for you. And remember, folks, remember, stay safe out there.